History has a strange way of repeating itself. More than 2,500 years ago, the Jewish people were living in exile in the Persian Empire. They were vulnerable and scattered. A powerful official named Haman convinced the king to issue a decree that would destroy them. But the story took a dramatic turn. A young Jewish woman named Esther risked her life, exposed the plot, and saved her people. The day that was meant for destruction became a celebration that Jews still observe today during the festival of Purim. Now, fast forward to the modern Middle East. Israel and Persia, what we now know as Iran, once again stand at the center of rising tension. For decades, Iran's leadership has openly called for Israel's destruction while supporting militant groups across the region. As tensions grow, many are asking a serious question. Is history repeating itself? In this video, we explore the historical story of Purim, the rise of modern Iran, and why the relationship between Israel and Iran continues to shape the future of the Middle East. Before we continue, make sure you like the video, share it, comment your thoughts, and subscribe for more history and documentary content. Let's begin. The story of Purim comes from the Book of Esther and takes place during the Persian Empire around the 5th century BCE. At the time, the Jewish people were a minority living under Persian rule. Haman, a powerful royal official, developed hatred toward the Jews and convinced the king to authorize their destruction across the empire. But Queen Esther revealed the plan and stopped it. The Jewish people were allowed to defend themselves, and what could have been a tragedy became a story of survival. Purim celebrates that moment when courage changed history. Many people today, see parallels between that ancient story and modern events. To understand this, we need to look at Persia's transformation into modern Iran. For thousands of years, Persia was one of the world's great civilizations. Under rulers like Cyrus the Great, Persia even allowed Jews to return to Jerusalem and rebuild their temple. But everything changed in 1979 with the Iranian Revolution. The monarchy was overthrown and replaced by the Islamic Republic. Since then, Iran's government has positioned itself as one of Israel's strongest enemies. Iran has supported groups such as Hezbollah and Hamas, and expanded its influence across the Middle East. This has created one of the most intense rivalries in modern geopolitics. For decades, the conflict between Israel and Iran has mostly happened indirectly. Instead of direct war, both sides have fought through proxy groups, intelligence operations, and regional alliances. Iran-backed groups have launched attacks from places like Gaza, Lebanon, and Syria, while Israel has carried out operations aimed at slowing Iran's military ambitions. At the same time, there is another important reality. The Iranian people and the Iranian government are not the same. Iran has more than 80 million citizens with a long cultural history that goes back thousands of years before the Islamic Republic. In recent years, many Iranians, especially younger generations, have protested government restrictions, economic struggles, and political repression. These protests suggest that deep internal pressures exist within the country. If major political change ever occurs inside Iran, it could dramatically reshape the balance of power in the Middle East. That is why, many analysts believe the current moment may be historically significant. Periods of major change often appear during times of conflict, economic pressure, and political instability. The Middle East today is experiencing all three. At the same time, alliances across the region are shifting, with several Arab nations now cooperating with Israel in ways that would have been unthinkable just a few decades ago. If Iran were to change politically, the entire regional structure could look very different. Beyond politics and history, faith and identity also influence how people view these events. For Israelis, survival has always carried deep historical meaning. For many Iranians, their identity connects to an ancient Persian civilization that existed long before, modern politics. These historical memories, they shape how the conflict is understood today. The story of Purim reminds us that, history can change really quickly. In ancient Persia, one courageous decision altered the fate of an entire people. Today, the Middle East once again stands at a crossroads. The tensions between Israel and Iran and the internal struggles within Iran could shape the future of the region for decades. Whether this moment leads to greater conflict or perhaps unexpected transformation remains to be seen. But these are the kinds of moments historians later point to and say, that's when everything began to change. If you found this video insightful, make sure to subscribe, share it with others interested in history and geopolitics, and join the conversation in the comments.